If you stumbled across these monuments without a map, without a history book, without knowing where you were, you might come to a shocking conclusion. They couldn't have been built by ordinary people. A granite tower rising over a kingdom that had no nearby granite. A temple engineered with such precision that it still leaves architects debating its construction after 1,000 years. An enormous underground palace that disappeared beneath the earth for 7 centuries before returning almost untouched. For generations, these places have inspired one extraordinary question. Were they really built by the civilization we know, or are they the surviving fingerprints of a forgotten one? The deeper archaeologists and engineers investigated, the stranger the story became. Because the greatest mystery isn't that these monuments exist. It's that human beings built them over 1,000 years ago. Today, we're traveling across India in search of its most astonishing architectural masterpieces, structures so advanced that they continue to challenge modern engineering, inspire unbelievable legends, and force us to rethink what ancient civilizations were truly capable of. Our journey begins in the southern state of Tamil Nadu. Rising above the city of Tanjavur is the Brihadeeswara Temple, a monument so massive that it dominates the skyline even after more than 1,000 years. Commissioned by the Chola Emperor Rajaraja I around the beginning of the 11th century and completed in an astonishing 7 years, the temple was far more than a place of worship. It was a declaration of power carved entirely in stone. Its towering Vimana climbs nearly 60 meters into the sky, making it one of the tallest temple towers of its age anywhere in Asia. But the real mystery begins with the material itself. The temple is built almost entirely from granite. There is just one problem. The region surrounding Tanjavur contains no major granite source capable of supplying a project of this scale. Somehow, thousands upon thousands of tons of stone were transported, shaped with incredible precision, and assembled into one of history's greatest architectural achievements. For centuries, legends tried to explain what seemed impossible. Some claimed the tower never casts a shadow. Others insisted the massive crown at the summit was carved from a single gigantic stone lifted into the sky by unknown methods. Modern research paints a different picture. The shadow does exist, and the crowning structure was almost certainly assembled through extraordinary engineering rather than supernatural means. Yet none of that makes the achievement any less remarkable. If anything, it makes it even more impressive. Without modern cranes, engines, or steel, Chola engineers likely relied on enormous earthen ramps, carefully coordinated labor, mathematical planning, and an empire capable of organizing one of the greatest construction projects of the medieval world. The greatest mystery isn't whether another civilization built Brihadeeswara. It's why we still underestimate the civilization that actually did. But India's architectural story doesn't only rise toward the sky. Sometimes it disappears beneath the earth. Hundreds of kilometers away in Gujarat lies Rani Ki Vav, a monument unlike almost anything else on earth. Instead of climbing upward toward the heavens, visitors descend deeper and deeper into the ground. Built during the 11th century by Queen Udayamati in memory of King Bhima I, this extraordinary stepwell transformed the simple act of collecting water into one of the greatest artistic achievements of medieval India. 7 magnificent levels lead downward through endless corridors filled with hundreds of sculptures depicting gods, celestial beings, guardians, and scenes from Hindu mythology. UNESCO describes it as an inverted temple. The comparison is perfect. Instead of ascending toward the divine, you descend into it. Then, nature erased it. Powerful flooding and shifting river systems buried the entire structure beneath layers of silt. For nearly 700 years, the world forgot it existed. But what seemed like destruction became its greatest protection. When archaeologists finally uncovered the monument, they found carvings so perfectly preserved that many looked as though the sculptors had finished them only yesterday. Every face, every ornament, every delicate detail had survived because the mud that buried the monument had also shielded it from time itself. It wasn't simply an archaeological discovery. It was history reopening a door that had remained sealed for centuries. And somehow, India's next monument is even harder to believe. Hidden in the quiet village of Abhanari, Rajasthan, lies a structure that looks less like architecture and more like a mathematical illusion. At first glance, it seems impossible. Thousands of perfectly aligned stone steps descend into the earth in an intricate geometric pattern that almost appears computer-generated. This is Chand Baori, one of the largest and deepest stepwells ever built. Constructed around the 9th century by King Chanda of the Nikumba dynasty, it plunges nearly 30 meters below the surface across 13 levels. Roughly 3,500 narrow steps cover 3 sides of the well, while the 4th is occupied by an elegant multi-storied pavilion once used by royalty and for religious ceremonies. Every angle seems perfectly calculated. Every line appears deliberate. Yet this masterpiece wasn't created simply to impress. Rajasthan is one of the hottest and driest regions in India. During the peak of summer, temperatures regularly soar beyond 45 degrees Celsius. Water levels constantly change throughout the year, and Chand Baori was engineered so people could always reach the water, no matter how far it receded. The descending terraces also created a natural cooling system. At the bottom of the well, temperatures could be several degrees lower than above ground, offering welcome relief from the desert heat. What appears today as breathtaking art was originally a brilliant solution to survival. And as sunlight moves across the endless stairways, the entire structure seems to shift before your eyes, creating an optical illusion that has fascinated photographers, architects, and travelers from around the world. It looks as if it belongs in the digital age. Yet it was completed more than 1,000 years before computers even existed. Further south, among the magnificent ruins of Hampi, another mystery has echoed through stone for centuries. The Vittala Temple, expanded during the reigns of Devaraya II and the legendary Krishna Deva Raya, represents one of the greatest achievements of the Vijayanagara Empire. UNESCO describes it as the most ornate structure in Hampi. But visitors don't come here only for its beauty. They come to hear stone sing. Inside the temple stands a remarkable hall supported by clusters of granite pillars known around the world as the musical pillars. For generations, people believed they contained hidden chambers, concealed metals, or some forgotten acoustic technology. The sound seemed too perfect to come from solid rock. Modern scientific studies using non-destructive testing revealed something even more astonishing. The pillars are solid granite. There are no hollow spaces. No hidden mechanisms. The different musical tones are produced through flexural resonance, a remarkable combination of carefully chosen stone, exact proportions, and an extraordinary understanding of vibration. In other words, the builders transformed granite into a musical instrument. Not through magic, but through knowledge that still commands respect even today. Not far away, another temple presents a mystery that every visitor can witness with their own eyes. The Vittala Temple at Lepakshi was built during the 16th century under the Vijayanagara Empire and is famous for one extraordinary feature. One of its massive stone pillars doesn't appear to touch the floor. Visitors still slide cloth, paper, and even thin wooden rulers beneath it to prove the narrow gap is real. At first glance, it seems to defy gravity. Naturally, stories of supernatural construction soon followed. But engineers suggest a more fascinating explanation. The temple's roof is supported by a highly sophisticated system of beams and load distribution. The so-called hanging pillar may owe its appearance to incredibly precise structural balancing, combined with slight settlement over centuries. There is also a popular story that a British engineer once attempted to move the pillar in search of its secret, only to notice nearby columns shifting, forcing him to abandon the experiment. Whether every detail of that story is true remains uncertain. What isn't disputed is the pillar itself. The gap exists. The illusion is real. And even after understanding the engineering behind it, standing before it still feels strangely impossible. Because sometimes the greatest illusion isn't magic. It's human skill pushed so far beyond expectation that it begins to look supernatural. Our final stop is perhaps India's most legendary monument, the Konark Sun Temple in Odisha. Built during the 13th century by King Narasimhadeva I of the Eastern Ganga dynasty, the temple was designed as Surya's colossal stone chariot, complete with 24 massive wheels and 7 powerful horses. The giant wheels weren't just decorative. They also functioned as precise sundials, allowing time to be measured through the movement of sunlight.